Kimmy.
You ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
We're going to explore the depths of angels and aliens.
This is a new way to come to church.
Yes. And we want to really inspire people that church isn't outside of us, church is within us.
Yes. So going inside for the answers
Yes.
to things that trouble us outside.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that.
So how did we meet?
So we met through mutual friends, clients of ours, and she referred Candy over to me as a client. And did you want to explain a little bit why you needed to see me as a client?
So I started experiencing severe panic attacks out of nowhere and was really rock bottom. Like rock bottom where prescriptions weren't working, supplements weren't working, and our dear friend introduced us to Kimmy, who does spiritual guidance. And that's when we really had to go inward to see why I was experiencing this so that I could actually heal on a spiritual level.
Yeah, and just a little background why a good friend of ours got Candy in with me is that there's a lot of times we can't explain why the way we are. Whether we're dealing with like physical symptoms, emotional blockages, triggers, anything you can think of from the emotional, the physical, the spiritual, the mental, with this technique, by communicating to God, being a vessel for God, we can get to the root cause of a lot of things that we may not know exactly where it's coming from. And so, and then Candy.
I had a whole lot we had to deal with, right?
Yeah, we've been working together for about 3 years.
Yeah, a little over 3 years, religiously, every week, and now I'm on every other week. I've graduated a little bit.
I know, I'm so proud of you.
But I've made this a relationship that I've committed to for the rest of my life. Because once you are on the depths of hell, you never want to be there again. And so constantly doing the work, because life is always happening to us, we need to kind of go inward and see how can we release the energy that no longer serves us.
Exactly. And just a little example too is like, we work with the unconscious mind, the subconscious, and the subconscious doesn't know the difference between time. So whatever happened to us when we were younger that was never healed, or even our ancestors that was never healed, can still be blocking us currently. And Candy coming in, dealing with panic attacks constantly, we just stay curious. And I say we because it's not me. I work with God, I work with Jesus, we work with the light. And we stay curious what part of Candy that is needing to be addressed, because we obviously think it might be her present self, but it's not the present self. It's always something deeper. So we go much deeper.
And it's something that just triggered me in the future. And so to find what that trigger is, we had to go really deep. But I love what you said we work with the subconscious mind, because we have a gift that we've discovered. I've discovered mine through panic attacks, really, and you've discovered yours earlier. And the subconscious mind can communicate with each other. Like we can communicate with each others, with our producer over here, people that have passed on. So anybody that wants to come in for the greater good to say, hey, this is what you need to do to get back on track. Right? Because if I tell you, Kimmy, you need to do this, you're probably not going to do that.
No.
But if your subconscious mind says, hey, I'm going to take you on this journey on how you can get healed, then she's going to be like, oh, that's what I need to do. And so real healing actually happens through this type of work.
Exactly. And it's not telling, like I love what you said, because we're not telling the person what they need to do. We're guiding them to their own answers, because all the answers are within themselves. So the more we can guide ourselves back inward, that's where we can find all the answers. So I really want us to talk about why God called us to start Angels and Aliens. And the reason why Angels and Aliens, the name came to us, I was working on this other client. It was the day before Candy and I had a session. And I was working on this client, and I was in my own thoughts, and I also do fascial stretch therapy, but I was in my own thoughts. It was quiet, and I just kept hearing angels and aliens over and over and over in my head. And there's a lot of things we can't see and we work with the unseen world, and we work a lot with the light. And now, when I say aliens, they've got a bad rep. I
Yeah.
think society has.
She scares me a little bit because she's my alien. But you know why she scares me? Is because she fully trusts in the power of God and the light and her intuition. And for all of us here on this planet who are not aliens, we struggle with trusting that.
Yeah.
And every time I come in to see her, she reminds me, like, because she can just be out there just floating and just so fully just trusting that what God is telling her, that it's exactly what she needs to do. But our earthly selves, we want to question it all and say, no, maybe we should do this. And then, of course, we're like, oh, we shouldn't have done that. So it's really inspiring to be with you because
Thank you.
to trust so fully in a world that we live in, it is alien-like. That's foreign.
It's so foreign. Oh, yeah. And we've been taught to not trust our intuition. And we've been so programmed to do the opposite, that when we start tapping into our intuition, it's very alien-like, very foreign. So I love how you put it that way. So yeah, I started listening to my alien side.
I was listening to my angel side. And by the way, my angel side isn't quite how you would picture an angel. Like, I am not that angelic, floating, flow, beautiful wings. I'm trying to find my wings. Actually, I bought wings for today, and then I had to return them. And how ironic, right? Because I actually don't fully have them yet. So I hope to grow into blossoming these wings of just really trusting this this angel is really strong and fierce and bold and likes to control things, and angels aren't like that.
Yeah.
Right? So we're kind of got to break those patterns so that I can get my wings and we can fly.
Yeah. And the alien side of me is already saying that you do have your wings.
I see them. They're like little babies. Like sprouts, like bean sprouts growing. Do you see them? She does. And isn't that the process, right? It's got to start from a little seed.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's
because
good.
I can feel them back there, but you can't.
You got these little bean sprouts. We just need to water them.
Oh, that's why I like water so much.
Yeah, maybe you should have some water.
I'm so thirsty.
Anyway, so yes, I wanted to go back. Oh, let's have some music. Oh yeah, that's nice.
So I think a lot of times, like what people just experience their first your little tap in, right, or your little channel.
Yeah, the little
to see that. You guys are going to see a lot of that on this show, and we kind of came together because we get so serious in life.
Yeah.
And life is hard, but we forget to play and just have fun. And when we do our healing sessions, I never laugh so hard anywhere else. Like, I can't go to a therapist and be cracking up laughing. I mean, a therapist would never see my little sprouts. And we just laugh.
And it's so funny how God designed all of this, because we're so complete opposite.
So opposite.
But yet we sync really well.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go back to the angels and aliens, how it came about. And I had this download, again, intuition, alien, and I kept hearing angels and aliens, angels and aliens. And I saw Candy the next day in our session, and at the end, I was like, I think we need to start our own podcast. And are you interested of calling it Angels and Aliens? And then Candice paused for a second.
But instantly, I could see her as an alien. Like as I looked at her, I was like, wow, she's like the cutest little alien. Right? And so you just need to like trust this process. It's going to be a little while.
I can't take myself serious.
So we said who we are. Did we say who we are? When did you first come into your gift?
Okay, serious note.
How do you describe your gift? Because I don't feel like I'm not psychic, but intuitive is
Yeah.
very much true, and having the gift of hearing God really clearly.
Yeah. The more, okay, let me backtrack how I got tapped into this. I call it the sixth sense.
Yeah.
And it's using other senses beyond our five senses. And we're all born with these innate psychic abilities that we can hear that is beyond this realm. We can see beyond this realm. We can feel beyond this realm. And I never knew I had a gift, an intuition like this. I knew I've always had a strong intuition. I just didn't know the extent of it until I started actually doing inner child work and trauma work. There was a lot of parts of myself that, like I was explaining earlier, that the subconscious doesn't know the difference between time, but there's a lot of parts of myself that were frozen, fractaled in the past.
Yeah.
And once I started going to retrieve those fractal parts of myself,
Yeah.
I started becoming more whole within myself. And then I started hearing God on a whole other level.
Yeah.
I started feeling on a whole other level. And then I just started, it's the intuition, and it just became so much stronger because I started becoming more inward with myself and started trusting myself.
I think same for me. For me, with the panic attacks, for anybody who's ever had that or anxiety, you get pushed into the subconscious mind without really wanting to. And that's really scary when you don't want to go there. But once you're there and you're like, how is this a gift for me? It's kind of like once you see what's beyond the space beyond us, you can't unsee that. And then the connection gets really clear of like, this is my God voice. This is my intuition. This is exactly what I need to share with myself to heal or others to heal. And tapping into that, everybody has it. But like I go to Kimmy all the time because it's like, I could do it to myself, but giving myself a massage is not really as nice as somebody else giving me a massage, right? It's like my special time to her to work where my emotions aren't blocking myself.
Yeah.
Right? Because our emotions will block us hearing that intuition or God voice.
Correct.
And then we're like, we can't hear it. We don't have that sixth sense. But we want to open you guys all up to really start trusting that intuition and hearing that voice.
Yeah, yes. And not looking outside of yourself for someone to heal you.
Yeah.
You're already healed. If you're a child of God, you're made in the image of God, you're already healed. We have just forgot.
Yeah.
And so Candy and I are here to help enlighten you all, to guide you back to that remembrance.
Yeah, something that really comes up with that, just working a lot, I do work with this with myself, but a lot of clients lately, is we always want somebody else to make us not feel lonely.
Yeah.
Or somebody else to make us feel inspired, or always looking outward, right? Like my husband should make me feel this way, or but reality is it's inside. And so reminding us how to fill that cup up and feel that way with God, so that we don't have to put that energy and responsibility on somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh, I love that.
So now that you guys know a little bit about, and when I say little, that's a little bit.
It's a little bit. We're going to go so much more deeper.
About who we are and what we do. We just want to come here to be of service to y'all and have a really good time. So in these next episodes, when you join us, we're going to really be tapping into that voice and show you how we actually hear it and use it for our benefit.
Exactly. And we're going to stay curious with the angel and the aliens within ourselves. And we're excited to bring you all on this journey.
Thank you for joining us on Angels and Aliens.